Josh George, college football 2024. How will Nebraska do in 2024? Let's do a Nebraska 2024 college football preview video. Look, Nebraska, black shirts on defense, wearing themselves out in the summer. That's good old Nebraska football. Matt Rule's getting things back to their roots. I know they're 5-7, and we say this every year, but this year they've made an improvement. Matt Rule made a huge improvement from year 1 to year 2 at Baylor. He makes big jumps in year 2. Okay? You've got the best special teams in the Big Ten this year. You've got the number 1 kicker in Tristan Alvano, and you've got a team that, I know he was 6 for 15, but he can kick further than any other kicker, distance-wise, and a good coverage team that could make a difference in a lot of close games. Defensively, we've talked about the black shirts. Well, guess what? They've got 7 guys back on defense, and that has impact on games. This defense was 11th in total defense. You know why they didn't win games last year? They were minus 17 in turnover margin. That's why they were 5-7. Well, Dylan Rulanos at quarterback. He's a freshman. He might make some turnovers. He might not be perfect. So this team might not all be there. But you've got 7 other starters back with him, You've got some of the most return in production of all the Big Ten. This team is going to be good. You've got a really good running back in Emmett Johnson. He's projected to be 1,000-yard back this season. He's 5'11", 180, and can fly. He's going to be the fastest back in the Big Ten this season. So that's huge. You're going to have to lean on that running game a little bit. The running game was 38th in the nation last year, where the passing offense was 126th. You're going to be a little one-dimensional this season, and that's going to hurt. So you're not all the way there. And I still think that there's plenty of room to make a huge, huge jump in year 2 and then again in year 3 for Matt Rule. I am buying all the stock I can in Matt Rule because I think this is the year that he goes to the bowl game and where they set things on track to get to the playoffs next season, maybe in 2025. It definitely would be a fun dynasty for NCAA 25. Speaking of, just in my opinion. Okay, here's how I have the schedule shaken out. Let's talk some more actual college football. UTEP's a win. I don't know why they find a way to lose to rival Colorado, but they just seem to. And of course, Deion Sanders and his team really thrives in chaos, and Nebraska turned the ball over too much last year. You'll beat Northern Iowa. You'll just blow them out. That'll be your big blowout. Illinois is going to be a tough team. They got a really good quarterback. It's going to be a quarterback duel. And I don't know if Dylan, the freshman's ready for it or not. Look, at Purdue, you got a good matchup. You always win the homecoming game. It seems like you always should there in Lincoln. Indiana Hoosiers, talent-wise, don't match up with Nebraska on paper. Nebraska needs to get it done. Ohio State and UCLA are tough games, tough stretches. Maybe a close game against Ohio State, but a loss could just, things have always spiraled, especially when you got a young quarterback who can lead. 1 loss turns into 2 loss kind of thing. You've got a good enough defense to beat Lincoln Riley and USC. Matt Rule will always remember when he faced Lincoln Riley at Baylor and they had that OU and Lincoln Riley had that massive comeback. So if they get a lead early, expect Nebraska to hold on to it this time. Or, expect Rule to hold on to it this time. And then I think Wisconsin, Nebraska wins that one. Just because at home, senior night, Matt Rule this senior night really, really well. And Nebraska has amazing traditions. They'll win that game. And then a loss at Iowa at the end of the year. But that's 7-5 and 5-4, and things trending in the right direction for Cornhusker Nation. I'm Josh George. This was your Nebraska Cornhusker season preview for 2024.